Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck felt they'd found happily ever after. Source. For a moment, just a moment, it felt like a fairy tale had come true. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Two megastars. 2 decades of history. 1 second chance at love. According to sources close to the couple, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck truly believed they had found their happily ever after. Not a fling. Not a publicity stunt. Not a nostalgic detour. They believed this was it. Tonight, we're unpacking the emotional story behind one of Hollywood's most talked about romances, what brought them back together, why it felt so real this time, and how even the strongest love stories can struggle under the weight of fame, history, and expectation. This isn't just about celebrity gossip. This is about timing, growth, and the painful truth that sometimes love can be right and still be hard to understand why this relationship meant so much. You have to go back, way back. The early 2000s. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck met at the height of their fame. She was dominating music and film. He was Hollywood's leading man. Their chemistry was instant. Their connection undeniable. But their romance unfolded under a microscope that few couples, celebrity or not, could survive. Every move was watched. Every argument speculated on. Every smile dissected. When they called off their engagement in 2004, it wasn't just a breakup, it was a cultural moment. And even after they went their separate ways, the story never fully disappeared. Fast forward nearly 20 years. Different lives. Different scars. Different wisdom. When Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck reconnected, it wasn't loud at first. It was quiet. Intentional. Almost cautious. And according to sources, that's what made it feel real. They weren't chasing headlines anymore. They weren't trying to prove anything. They were two adults who had lived full lives and found their way back to each other. Friends say they talked deeply about the past. About what went wrong. About what they would do differently. This time, they believed they were ready. Sources close to the couple say something striking. Jennifer and Ben didn't just hope it would work. They genuinely believed it would. This wasn't about rekindling a flame, it was about building a future. They talked about stability, blending families, growing old together. Jennifer, a self-described romantic, reportedly felt that life had brought them back together for a reason. Ben, older and more introspective, believed he finally had the tools to be the partner she deserved. For them, this wasn't Act 2. It was the ending they never got the first time. When they married, it felt symbolic. Not flashy, not performative, but deeply emotional. This wasn't just a wedding, it was closure, healing, and hope rolled into one. Friends say Jennifer felt secure. She felt chosen. She felt like she'd finally arrived at the love she'd always believed in. Ben, according to sources, saw Jennifer as someone who truly understood him, his flaws, his struggles, his desire for a quieter, more grounded life. For a while, everything aligned. But fairytales don't exist in a vacuum. And neither do celebrity marriages. As time passed, sources say cracks began to show, not from a lack of love, but from different ways of living. Jennifer thrives in motion, creativity, visibility, expression. Ben, by contrast, values privacy, routine, distance from the spotlight. Neither is wrong, but together, those differences can be challenging. Especially when the world is watching. One thing sources emphasize is the pressure. This wasn't just a marriage, it was a cultural moment. People projected their own love stories onto them. Fans wanted proof that second chances work. Hollywood wanted a redemption arc. And carrying that kind of expectation can be exhausting. Every disagreement became a headline. Every appearance analyzed for body language. Every silence interpreted as trouble. According to insiders, that pressure took a toll, slowly, quietly, relentlessly. Here's what's important to understand. Sources insist the love between Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck was real. This wasn't fake. This wasn't strategic. This wasn't convenience. They truly believed they'd found their forever. But love alone doesn't erase incompatibility. It doesn't silence outside noise. And it doesn't always heal old wounds. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, two people can want the same ending, but need different journeys to get there. For Jennifer, Love has always been central to her story. She believes in romance. She believes in commitment. She believes in giving her heart fully. Sources say this relationship meant everything to her, not because of the headlines, but because of what it represented: growth, redemption, hope, and letting go of that dream, if that's where things ultimately landed, would not have been easy. For Ben, sources describe a man deeply reflective, aware of his limits, and conscious of what he needs to stay healthy and grounded. He didn't walk into this lightly, and he didn't take it for granted. But even when love is strong, self-preservation matters. And sometimes, choosing peace over passion is the hardest decision of all. This isn't just a celebrity love story. It's a human one. It's about timing, about second chances, about realizing that growth doesn't guarantee permanence. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck believed they had found their happily ever after. And maybe, just maybe, that belief mattered, even if the ending wasn't what they imagined. Because loving fully, even when it doesn't last forever, is still brave. In Hollywood, we're taught to expect perfection, or failure. But real love lives somewhere in between. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck gave it another chance. Not for us, not for headlines, but for themselves. And that alone makes their story meaningful. Sometimes happily ever after isn't about forever. Sometimes it's about knowing you tried, with your whole heart.